All right, if anyone's out there, very good. If not, oh, hey Alex. Gonna try this thing again. Yeah, I was supposed to have this Friday, and failures in the audio, and had to leave town for 2 days. Well, a day and a half, but the next time I could attempt it is right now. So here we are. Yes, Alex, it's Steve Reed, Oblong, Odyssey of the Oblong Square. I did go for this copy. The reissue I don't think actually is available yet, but it's coming. And this Steve Reed record is one that I've been looking at for a little while now. I wanted to get this sleeve. This is my favorite version of the sleeve. Sort of the schematic. Hopefully the audio is sounding better, by the way. I'm borrowing a Focusrite from work, so that's good. But what a record, what a lineup. Wortman, acoustic bass on the upright, still sort of checking his sort of, discography and his all the work he's done. Arthur Blythe, Charles Tyler on this, like really great pair of reeds there. Of course, Steve Reed really being the sort of showcase here. Just lovely. So I'm going to be showing all this kind of stuff. Well, not all just kind of stuff, but big records for me over 3 or 4 months. It's stuff I've been putting aside with the intent to sort of show in this fashion for a while, so it'd be cool to sort of, I thought it'd be cool anyway to put it all together. Going back to, some of these go back to like June or July, so hopefully this is all sounding pretty good. I'm using my fancy camera too, so hopefully it looks alright. Oh yeah, this is our side 2 we got going here. This is Odyssey Suite. SWEET, Odyssey Suite. Rolling into something else here. I just think Steve Reed, drumming wise, was just such a... I mean, you can hear him, I feel like. You can hear when he's playing. I just feel like his style really stands out. I did discover him thanks to Fortet, being into Fortet for many years. When those first Fortet or Hebden collaborations came with Steve Reed. That was my sort of introduction to his world, and I still have those CDs actually. Still have those CDs, but that was when I was really aware of Steve Reed. Thank you. Hey Alan. Alan I know was around the beginning of the last Friday, so I remember being like, I hope this isn't sounding too loud, and everyone's like, you can't hear a thing. You're not playing anything. There's nothing happening. So, yeah, this is working better. I still have the CDs. I actually today, we had to make a quick trip to Rochester, New York, and I did find time to run into 2 shops. I didn't buy anything. I bought some CDs actually. I didn't even count those for the car. I'm saving for what might be a pretty heavy dig with Mr. Dave, the VC ambassador, in late December. But yeah, I still have my CDs of that. So hopefully everybody's well out there. Probably do this for an hour and a half. We'll see. Again, it's Odyssey of the Oblong Square, 1977, and Mustevic Sound. I have Rhythmatism and Nova, but I have the reissues of those, so I'm still on the hunt for perhaps originals on those. I mean, now's not the time to be buying these, as you know, so. I'm gonna find another record. I only have one turntable. I just found a new turntable to me. I had sold the two turntables I've been using in my streams with Alex. I sold those, and I was able to parlay them into a 1200. It's the first generation 1200. You can't really see it here, but it is the one that doesn't have the push button. It has like the sort of knob that you push back and forth, and it doesn't have a pitch control. So, but it was cheap, so I'm like, well, let's try it out. Probably needs a new no, because the cartridge is fine. I might need a new stylus. It's got an old Shure cartridge on it, so. So I grew up in a town just outside of Queens. Half of it is in Queens, called Floral Park. That's where I grew up. That's where my sister still lives. Yeah, that picture, I found that today, Mazzy. Thanks for joining. I found that today. That picture is like 5 years old. It's like 20 degrees here right now. And it's, yeah, the Buffalo got like 3 to 4 feet of snow. I'm like 2.5 hours away from there. We have 0. Elmont, yeah. Elmont, I know well. That's funny. Yeah, Rochester. I was in Rochester early today. No snow there. Buffalo, 4 feet. 3 feet, 4 feet. An hour away. Insane. All right. So we've been listening to this Steve Reed. I only have one turntable, so we're going to just pot that down. There's the plain labels there. Yeah, this one, you know, this is the one shot at getting a Mustevic original that was not insane. So I went for it. I started playing this one the other night, and this is where I sort of was realizing things were not well in the stream. So let's come back to it. It's Woo. Whichever way you are going, you are wrong. Let's put it on. I don't know. I think they're semi-well known, especially if you're English. You'll probably know these guys. So here we go. This is a group. It's a duo, if you don't know. And they go back to recording like way in the early 70s. Sure, if I just finished your latest video, I didn't have a chance to comment, but wonderful to see all that international stuff there. And that record you were playing was awesome. I think it was Osayan, or awesome though. Yeah, it's I don't, it's definitely free jazz, the Steve Reed, but I find that it's a little sort of more digestible for me. So anyway, this band is sort of very much doing their own thing. It's the two brothers, Mark and Clive Ives. I believe they're in the English, I don't know if they were London, but I think they're near the London area, but they very much were just in their own world, recording in the early 70s, all the way to through 80s. This is their first album. I think it's just 1980, and sort of, blurring the lines of ambient, prog, I guess, jazz, sort of, but all very pleasant. This is the Sunshine series, their label, but their stuff has been getting reissued. Some of it's on Drag City reissue, some of it is Emotional Rescue is the label, but a lot of that stuff's out of print. The Drag City ones you can get. But this first album I just find it to be so magical. Hey, Michael. Right, different knives. So I'm gonna do a feature on this group, on this duo. They've still around, still making records, and I've over the last year. I mean, I've been familiar with them. I first heard them. I'm not sure when it was, but I sort of I heard it and I was like, oh, that's interesting, and left it. But for whatever reason, sometime maybe earlier this year, maybe it was late last year, I started diving deep into another record I'll show. It's Cozy Inside. And over that time, I've slowly been sort of piecing them together. Some of them only came out on cassettes, and they've kind of gotten first issues on vinyl. So I want to do an artist feature on these two. They had a record in 2019, something new. But they just feel like they've been living in their own world. Woo. '82, okay, yeah. But they go back like years before that. I feel like they were making music like one of the Drag City comps, in fact, is stuff from like the early 70s. So this is called Swing Time, this one. I think there's an insert. Yeah, I think we got an insert here. Yeah. Another image of that. They're kind of lo-fi, really. But a lot of what they were doing, from what I understand, is they would patch their guitars through synthesizers and play and use that as sort of like a go-between between them and between the amp and the guitar, and sort of giving it this alien flavor. This is the other one. It's Cozy Inside. There's probably about 10 records. This is the second one. I also have a reissue of this one, so at some point I'll do something with that. Maybe I'll play some of this later. I don't know. Yeah, it's called. I don't have that comp yet, Alex. That's one thing I'm still working on getting. Yeah, those Carl Stone. There's two different comps, I think, on the Unseen Worlds label, I think. Those are really good. Camera moving. But those, I don't own those, but played those in the record store. Really nice. I forget what they're called. There's 2 volumes of it. What's up? What's up, Rice Field? Okay, so I'm playing tonight some of the heaviest records I've brought home in the last, like, 4 months. To be honest, like, I've been, it's been a rough sort of 3-4 months, 6 months, really. And, I'm sure a lot of you can relate. Sometimes retail therapy is a thing. And so I've just been splurging with money I don't have for some of these. So I'm working. I've purged a bunch. I've paid a lot of it back, but I'm still working on that. So yeah, rough times. Sometimes record therapy can be harmful, but I'm glad to have them. Let's see. Here's one. I don't know if anyone's shown this one. Let's start it. Chris Cole first sort of made me aware of this group with a different record. And this is sort of like free improv, free music, improvised San Francisco group, the Gravity Adjusters Expansion Band. This is their first album. Their second album is the one I'd had. And this is a little tougher to find, but not crazy. I don't think that many people are looking for these. It's essentially the work of Richard Waters with a whole host of people. And this is called just one. No reissues of this one. But not tough to find. I found this on eBay for a reasonable price, I think. But you never see this stuff. I mean, all these things are records I've not seen here locally. So, you know, the online world was the way to go. The players: Lee Charlton, Bryce Rode, Richard Waters, the founder, Bruce Kale, David Wheat, Roy Hart, Wolfgang Mells. Yeah, true, very true. Sort of, like I said, still working on paying some of these back. I racked up a pretty good PayPal credit. I had a bunch. I'd sold stuff. I had amassed a pretty good sort of purge credit, but blew through that pretty quick, especially with one of the ones I'm going to show later. Anyway, this one is just beautiful. I was just listening to this one again this morning, or no, sorry, when we got back this afternoon, and so much space in this. Just 6 tracks. Yeah, that's the other one that I had. And that one totally turned me on. And that one, I told the story about the other Gravity Adjusters band. Forgetting the title, I'll have to look it up. But that record I played at Angry Mom. I bought it, and I brought it in because I wanted to check it out. And I put it on sort of in a low morning, like when the store just opened. And no one knew what it was. But everyone kept, like, after about 20 minutes of just sort of taking it in, everyone at once was like, what is this that you're playing, and where did it come from? So this is the kind of stuff, it sort of slowly seeps in. And like I said, there's a lot of space in this, a lot of sort of patience. And, you need to sort of, well, a lot of records anyway, you need to sort of really let them play out. Gravity Adjusters Expansion Band. Did I say San Francisco? Well, Fairfax, California. Must be, I think that's in that area. Somebody tell me. Yeah, all those Okoras you were showing, sure, fantastic. Kieran, hey, thanks for joining. Oh, yeah, awesome. I'm glad you found it. The Woo stuff, like I said, some of it, the Drag City related ones you can get. The other label that reissued them, Emotional Rescue, they're all going for a lot. They only did like one pressing of them. But the record I played and the one I showed, It's Cozy Inside, are sort of two of the great ones. I'm going to do a video on them because I have about 6-7 Woo records, and I thought it'd be a cool feature. How's the audio sounding, by the way? Through my headphones, it seems okay, but I tested this, okay, because of the Failure Friday. I did like a few 2-minute streams, or just to test, threw them on there. Like, it seemed good, so. Yeah, I mean, you're going to see a lot of these records in the stream are brought to you by other VC channels. Alex, who's here. Stunties is a big one, for sure. Well, you'll see. But yeah, a lot of things I add to my streams as I'm watching videos, so. Hole in the Sky, that's it. So yeah, and Michael, I just got Bouquet 2 days ago. It came really quick. I found a seller in the U.S. selling it. This is Robbie Basho. and it was funny. They put it up for $15. It's a UK import, and I bought it for $15 because I can't get any other distributors for Angry Mom. No one has it. Robbie Basho's Bouquet, and the seller was like, "Oh, I have to cancel this order. It's $15 is like what we paid for it. It's actually $25." Well, I'm like, "Well, I'll take it for $25 because the only other prices I'm seeing are like 20 euros or 20 pounds." So I got it. So Robbie Basho's Bouquet was the only actual record that was not a record previously, only a tape, and it just got reissued. So I had to get that, being that I have the Basho collection. So I'll grab that real quick, Michael, the live one. It's live in Forli. Let's see if I can get it here. Finding my Basho records here now. Zarthus. This is precarious. I'm going to destroy myself here. Too much Basho. It's here somewhere. I gotta find it now. I'm finding every other one. Oh well, it's there somewhere. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, it's Cozy Inside's on Drag City. You should be able to get that one as a reissue. Alright. So this is what we've been listening to. I'm going to pull this. I'm going to play something sort of like-minded to it. And another record that kind of is one of these collective, almost like hippie kind of group gathering, a one-off, one that similar to the Arica records and this, and one of these that I just could not find anyone to be reasonable about. Like these days, a record goes up for sale and people are automatically, as everyone knows, asking for above the highest it's ever sold. And it sucks. But I finally found this one for like below median, which was amazing. And a person who was really awesome to deal with. I'm just going to start this one fresh here. So this one... I talked to someone about this record. Yeah, I have to watch your second video, Kieran. It seemed like your last one of them posted twice, maybe. It was like part one of your like mega of your sort of group of finds. In any case, I'm working on that. This is Children of One. Yeah, that is. I don't get it because, well, some of those prices I probably got suckered into because I was just feeling depressed. I'm like, I'm buying things now. No, I don't think I went too over the top for anything. But for some of it, it's just like I'm never gonna see these here, and I just don't want them to be even more out of my reach. And there were records I really would like to have. So anyway, this one I did not. I paid. It was. People were asking for like $150 for this. I paid about $85, $90 for this. This stuff appeals to me because it. There is a reissue of this, but I don't really want to buy a reissue of this. I just didn't. I was depressed. I lost my mom in August, just to be transparent. She was sick for a while, but there was just like I need to distract myself and buy records. In any case, this is another one of these groups where it's a communal sound from 1969. It's on the Real Records label, and it sort of occupies that same space as like the gravity adjusters, like Arica, almost like meditative sort of yoga records. But this one is a little more out, I would say. And it has, believe it or not, a hype sticker, which everyone enjoys. The Peaceful Alternative. Yeah, this one, like I said, there was a shitty copies up in either eBay or Discogs, and it finally turned up with someone being reasonable. Actually, I think it was an offer. I made an offer, and they accepted it, and then they took it off, and like, let's just work out a deal off Discogs, and they were super cool, so. Oh yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's just one of those, sometimes you just need distraction, and you don't care what it is. At least I wasn't hammered. At least I didn't just drink myself into a stupor. So, I bought records. What else is new? Self-titled album. This is from '69. Like I said, the Real label. I'll show the label in a second. It's sort of shitty, but endearing in its own way. But you have a chorus, flute, bass, clarinet, soprano sax. There's some sitar going on. The New York Improvisational Trio is on this as well, whoever they are. Recorded in Brooklyn at Sound Idea Studio. This represents a breakthrough for the human spirit. The essence of this music is the blending together of people's offerings. So let's hear a little bit of this. Thank you. Hey, John. Nice, John. Nice pictures of what the records you scored. I saw what you posted there. Look, some nice ones in your dig with Eric and Dave. Yeah, it's not that rare, I don't think. I think whoever found the person I bought this from clearly found it in like a dollar bin or something, because you could see that with this cover. I could totally see this being in a dollar bin. They clearly found it. We're just happy to sell it for anything, anything big. So, yeah, totally hilarious, that hype sticker. It's just so cheesy. It's obviously legit. It definitely was on there for 50 years. The Peaceful Alternative. Look at that sticker. Thanks, guys. What's up, Jason? Great videos recently. So your ringware contribution as well. Okay. Something a little different. This is an upgrade. I have originals of all the records from this band that I truly want. There's a lot. Not a lot, but there's a good amount. There's a lot you just don't need, but this was an upgrade from a reissue that I had, and it's actually technically a second pressing, but the first is so rare that it'll never really happen. So I'll show you that. Let me show you this label on this one. Like I said, it's kind of crappy but endearing. The Children of One on the Real label. Alright, so now we're going to play some sort of space punk, sort of avant-garde, sort of post-punk. Band, very, again, like Woo. There was no one quite like this. It doesn't sound like Woo, though. What's the track I like? Ah, yes. Return to Zanzibar. Chrome. Does everyone know this band? This is The Visitation, their first album. Lyric insert. This was like, I got this one with another record I'm going to show from, I think, Germany, actually. But it's not much. The original of this is just it's like the very first pressing of this. It just says Chrome on the cover, and you're talking like a $400 or $500 record. This is like, can be had for 60 to 70. I love this band, because I just think Damon Gedge, Helios Creed, they just kind of, yeah, were occupying their own space outside of time. No Neck Blues Band. So that was, I used to have a few CDs of theirs. That's a good call, though. I should reinvestigate them. Yeah, this is from '76, so this is pretty ahead of its time. The big one is Alien Soundtracks, which I have as well. I've had that one. But this is the one I had a reissue of for a long time that I finally upgraded, so. Yeah, that's Half Machine Lip Moves, I think, is the last one I have. That one's sort of a little more on the Hawkland side of things, if I remember correctly. Oh, yeah. Yeah, they would have their own solo records later in the 80s, and the stuff they have is this stuff. I mean, they have this kind of sound happening, and then there's like sort of an avant-garde tendency that sort of tends to creep into their records. There's like instrumentals where they're clearly sort of just screwing around. Caroline. I'm going to show a jazz record that I can't play. Truly bizarre cover. Wolfgang Dauner. This is the German. Got this in the US, which was nice. 1970, Wolfgang Dauner. Kind of operating in a jazz rock field. Little krautrock, you know, it's in there. But this one is really something. Really something. Dauner's playing ring modulator, clavinet, and then you have Eberhard Weber on bass, cello, and guitar, and Fred Braceful, percussion and voice. Such a unique album. Totally fried me. Nice copy though. I'll just show this one. Yeah, they're out there. You know, with these Chrome records, I think Touch and Go for a minute reissued them. The label I had on this was Cleopatra. So they're out there, John. Nice. I'm glad to hear that. I am, because after Friday's disaster. That's why I wanted to do this as a live stream, because I really wanted to play them and sort of just take them in with people. And a lot of them, you know, as you can all agree, you play these records, they're big for you and you want them, and you feel like you want to absorb them a little more even. And I thought this would be a good format for that. Yeah. And one of these records, you know, what happens is you play them once or twice and you're like, that was great, and you file them. I'm like, I just don't want to just do that. So this pile, I've been playing these, well, not all of them to the extent that I usually do, but I've been trying to play these more than once or twice. Because that's typically what I do. I typically give it one listen, come back to it a few weeks later, and then file it. But life has been so busy, I've been so backed up. Some things I'm getting once in and still trying to get a second. But this pile, I've been really trying to take in a little more. So I have Wolfgang Dauner output. I know Alex has you showed this one point like a long time ago. ECM is a label that I've said this before, I previously did not give enough time to. So, of course, I'm catching up at the wrong time, but whatever. All right, so I can't play ECM. I've made that mistake with Alex on the streams. Hello. Paper play. Let's play another record that has also had some discussion lately. I feel like there's a lot of these are VC favorites, I think. This one is so spellbinding. I know I've talked to John about this one. Emmanuel Parinon. I'm working on my French again. This is a tough last name to say. Parinon. This is from '77, a year that you wouldn't think you'd be hearing this sort of folk record. But this is not a typical folk record. And for her, I think it does have a lot to do with her producer. And Stunty's talked about this record too. But this is the original on the Balloon Noir. Maison Rose. Yeah, it appeals to me for a lover of folk music, but then it's got a stunning sound feel to it. It feels very big in a way. Yeah, they're not too bad. Thanks, Ben. Yeah, hey Tom. Yeah, the Wolfgang Dauner was the ECM, the German copy, but ECM Records is sort of persona non grata on the streams. Right. Kate Bush. I have the one record I love by her is the one everyone wants. All the other Kate Bushes I never really quite got into, but I love The Hounds of Love. Yeah, I've gotten that sense, Kieran, from watching your videos too. Like, I know, I just sort of like, when have you properly absorbed the thing and enjoyed it to the point where you feel like, okay, I'm ready to like move on. And sometimes when you're buying expensive records, it feels like a crime to just file them. But one of the reasons why I like doing a radio show is because I pull out a lot of things from all over the place, and you know, I'll play only a track or two from a record, but you know, I'm coming back to them in that way. So anyway, Maison Rose. Yeah, this is one that I had been after. I think there was just a new reissue of this. And I've been after it. I've been looking for it. But both that reissue and there's a new reissue. I think this is a little hot. Both reissues are gone. Or the one that was around previously was fetching for too much money. So I'm like, why don't I just get this? And I paid just over what you get for a reissue. I got it from France, of course. So I don't know much about her. I mean, I'm gonna be totally honest. I'm sort of oblivious to her as in a larger sense. Some of her other records I've looked at but haven't checked them out. But this one just took hold of me when I first heard it, and decided to pull the trigger. So there's this kind of stuff, but then I'll play the track. There's like two outliers on this that are like, where did this come from? Yeah, this one's special. I just had a nice moment today when we got home. My kids were reading and it was sort of chill. And I put on this. I don't get a lot of moments where there's just quiet, especially when the house is full. And so this one really felt nice today. It was, so, we have a light dusting of snow here. It's cold. It felt like the right time to put this on. Hey, Eric. Thanks for joining, man. Have any of you guys posted your digs video from, what was it, South Carolina, right? Absolutely love that record. The parallelograms I put in the psychedelic countdown. I gotta skip in a second. I'm gonna skip to it's the first track on side B. That's insane. It does not make sense, but I think Stunty talked about the producer. He played a different record that he worked on. Oh right, Jean-Claude Vanier is producer on like one of the tracks. On this track, actually. Plume Blanche, Plume Noire. Actually, it's his song. He wrote the song. Let's see. It's B. Many. Where do you get the full name? Gotta look up this name. Right, Bruno Meny, French recording engineer, musician, composer, a student of Xenakis. Oh right, and he had that record called Cosmography, which I'm now looking for thanks to Stunty. It's fantastic. In any case, Bruno Meny produced some of this, and in particular this track I'm going to play. That I was listening to this record when I remember hearing this record and be like, this is beautiful. And then this track came on and I was like, what the hell? Here's the original label. Yeah. Balloon Noir. But this track, Topaz, is the WTF moment, but in a good way. It's like you have that first side that gives you that sort of expansive, gentle, but, very wintry, very lovely folk music. There's sort of an international feel to it, a little bit of an ethnic sound at times. And then this. Yeah, the reissue. I saw a reissue. I had a brief moment in, I checked out 2 stores in Rochester today. And I saw the Linda Perhacs reissue for $60. But it's been reissued a shitload of times, parallelograms. Yeah, I saw your last video, Eric. I'm sure Dave will be on time with his entry. Fontaine's awesome. Yeah, so this is on this record too. Holy shit, hey Michael. Good to see you. Or see you on this. Awesome. Yeah, absolutely. Like, why is this here? I think I was saying... Where did I say it? Oh, when I played this on my radio show when I was talking about it. This reminds me of the band Arab Strap, the Scottish band. Obviously, this is well before that, but... See, and then, you know... And then you have... this kind of stuff, which is so beautiful. I just love that juxtaposition. I have a fair amount of French records in here. So I'm going to play another one. Hey, Breakfast King, this is Emmanuel Parinon, Maison Rose. It's been discussed. Not crazy expensive. I really wanted the French pressing, so went for it. Had to give it a plane ticket, of course, as you like to say. All right. So yeah, that's Maison Rose on the Blue Noir. Like I said, I'm testing this Technics SL1200 OG, the OG Mach 1. I don't think people really care for the original, very first 1200. It's from 71. But I was so frustrated with my 1200 knockoffs, the Stantons, that I brought those to the record store here and sold them to stuff like that. Those turntables are like 150 each. I sold both of them pretty quickly to college students. Well, Angry Mom did, but they were sold on my behalf. And I sort of flipped it into one of these, basically. So I'm going to eventually add another one, and I'll now have my two turntables set up back. But so right now I have the one. Yeah, Stunty's definitely... Stunty has destroyed me. Now, I watch every single stream he does. And if I want... I would not be able to keep up with every... You know, I can't buy every one. Everything he plays, I'm very much interested in. The stuff I don't know, you know. And that there's some, I'm going to play them that I have, that I just had to get. And so Stunty, as you all can relate to, knows how to spend your money, as Dave likes to say. This is, let's see, wait, Steve likes to say that, Steve Carlson. Dave likes to spend his money. Where's the song I want to play? Here we go. This is Gong, the second Gong album. I finally upgraded my UK version to the BYG Actual. Again, this one being asked way too much, but I waited it out. And I got it. I got it actually. We had a copy of this at Angry Mom. And it was like $150. I was like, no, I'm not doing that. My price would have been about $100, I think, but I waited, and I ended up getting it from this one from below that. It's got a little noise, you might hear it, but... Yeah, this one's a little noisy. Maybe it needs another clean. Hagelin. I'm not familiar with that one, Michael. Yeah, 77 on that, on Maison Rose. Weird. But I love Gong. And this is a song that I used to play in a band that I was in. We used to cover this song, and I always love this song because it goes into all kinds of directions. Part of the reason I wanted the actual is for the artwork, which is expanded for the French copy. The original liner notes, such amazing artwork and drawings. I don't know if it's David Allen's writing or art. I love this. And I'm going to fuck you up, fuck you up, fuck you up, fuck, 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 fuck. I love it. It's so stunning. I had the UK version, which I think I sold. Yeah, I think I sold that when I did the Instagram sale. I had already had this. Camembert Electrique. David Allen. It's an interesting story. He was in the original Soft Machine, and the story is they went to France to tour, and they got stuck in France, and Allen stayed and formed Gong with what's her name, the singer here, Smith. Gilly Smith, right? Someone's probably saying it. Yeah, I only have, I think, 3 Gong records. The ones later I like, but just don't own them. I am into some Acid Mothers, but there's so much Acid Mothers that, you can't. In fact, it might be right behind me. Yeah, I can see it. I can actually see this one. Acid Mothers is amazing, but, you got to pick and choose. My favorite is their version of In C, Terry Riley's In C, the Acid Mothers version. I love this part. Alright, let's play a few more French records that are direct stunty influence. So if you've seen Stunty's streams in the last 6 months, you'll know these records. So yeah, these two are 2 different duo records. And both featuring Jean-Charles Capon. And one of them, Apocalypse, Stunty played this like a year ago, and then recently he played it again, and that was the final nail in the coffin. Like, this is just so out of this world good, and unlike anything else. That's usually what it takes. It's like, if obviously I want some stuff that's good, but when something is so good that it's just so different than things I have, I'm like, this is something I need to sort of diversify my house with. And so this is Apocalypse from 1980, Jean-Charles Capon and Daniel Humer. This thing is insane, and it's sort of variations with cello and drums. This is on the Magic Bus. Let me take it out. So this stream is really, it's a Grail stream, I suppose. But it's really a tribute to many of you influencing great music in my life, so. I'll have to pull out the acid mothers I have here. So this is just cello and drums. Obviously multi-tracked, because you'll hear two different cello ideas. And with Humer doing drums and percussion. This is I don't know if, DJs or beat makers have found this record, but it's one to take hold. Yeah, I think there's like a bunch of different variations on that sort of theme. But this is called Apocalypse, this record. It's just incredible. No reissue of this one. This one I again, this was knee deep in my sort of buying fit. Of needing distraction, but I knew that this wasn't going to come down. So it hasn't. I think it's whatever it's going for now is more stunning. The other Jean-Charles Capon records are not as expensive as this one. These are all just different cello-based tracks: Camalocello, Melacello rhythmic, and Marcello. Nice to see Michael noted in archive. I did watch your most recent video, Michael, where you were just showcasing records. I forget what it was. You weren't actually in it, though. Your records were, but you were talking. This is so good. Like I said, when Stunty played it for the second time in the stream, I was like, I just gotta do it. It's just playful, and it's just so strange, and the idea is this is cello and drums only. Obviously multi-tracking. They must be multi-tracking and treating. And is it post-production? Is it, what were they doing? This is from 1980. I like the mystery of not really knowing. It just credits them in the instruments that they use. Cello, effects, drums, percussion. Yeah, what's the library record, Alex? And the next record I'm going to play is also Jean-Charles Capon. Yeah, another one that Stunty played. This one destroyed me too. This one there is a reissue on the Souffle Continu label. And then the first track is just so, like, frenetic. You get this, too. But it's mostly more of that sort of, like, beat kind of thing. Oh, this one's got some chaos. I mean, the record's called Apocalypse, after all. I'm sorry, music fan. Yeah, I have the same issue. You want it all. Asher was saying this in his latest video. He's like, I think I just had, you know, he was saying, at some point you just realize you can't have everything. I know that, but sometimes that's not why you're buying, as I was saying. In need of distraction or just in need of something. But, you know, as I said, I feel as though I'm really getting something out of these things, and I bring them to my radio show, and I try to really let them, you know, get into my consciousness as much as possible, so it's fun. Alright, so that was Apocalypse. And as I just showed you, I'm going to play L'Univers Solitude on the Sarava label. I'm going to start with side 2. I was playing side 2 the other day. This is the label, the Sarava label. Sarava, they usually do multiple pressings within a few years. I forget if they did on this one. But this is once again Capon, but with a different percussionist, Pierre Favre. And this one's more in the jazz realm of things. The Apocalypse record, when you look that up on Discogs at least, it's like, it's one of those where they have like 10 different sort of descriptors for it. Yeah, that's the only one I've seen, but mine was maybe around 150, honestly. Like I said, I just bid it. Yeah, the artist on Apocalypse, it was Daniel Humer, Swiss percussionist, and French cellist Jean-Charles Capon. And this is L'Univers Solitude. Again, this one has a lot of space in it, a lot of sort of quiet. This one's around 40 or 50 euro. You know, I've also been taking advantage of the euro and the dollar being so close in value. If not exactly the same, right? They're right on the same. I'm just sort of biting the bullet on shipping. So I got more. I'm gonna probably go till about 11:30 my time. I should play you the real big piece. But again, this is L'Univers Solitude, Jean-Charles Capon. What a lovely cover. And yeah, again, another stunty, heavy-duty stunty recommendation. So, moving on, another jazz, well, percussion record, really. but coming from a jazz perspective. Yeah, this is again still the Capone record, but I'm gonna play the big boy solo percussion by Clef Pozar, Robert Clef Pozar. This I bought from a VC member in Australia, Mr. Campo, who was selling this on Discogs. I didn't know it was him. I had been looking for this since I've discovered this record. The Bob James Trio, Explosions. And when I discovered this on ESP disc, this is the Bob James everyone knows, but in a very much avant-garde setting. And it's Bar Phillips, but with Robert Pozar on percussion. And this record was one of those that I got very reasonable, like $25, and was so totally just this, like, I want more of this, and I want more of this percussionist. Also cool in this is Robert Ashley doing some tape stuff on here. I don't know if everyone knows this record, but it's awesome. So I've been looking, ever since I found this, I've been looking for this Clef Pozar record, and it's gotten stratospheric. Yeah, that poster, that is a one of one. My wife got me that. It's a print. It's a drawing by the artist Steve Krakow, who's based in Chicago. He does the Secret History of Chicago Music, and he does the Galactic Zoo Dossier. When I turned 30, 14 years ago, my wife had him, commissioned him to make that. And when I opened the gift, I was like, oh wow, this is numbered. Or I'm like, oh wow, is this numbered? And she's like, no, it's not numbered. It's an original print. Like, he made that. And I was like, I didn't totally even get it. I was like, holy shit. So yeah, it's a one of one. He also did the design on the Searching for a Thread shirts that I made available to everyone. Now, I told Dave about this, so I was like, Dave, because I bought it, the price was fair, and I saw who it was after. I'm like, I saw it was coming from Australia, and I'm like, oh shit. And I was like, wow. And so I got in touch with Campo, and I told him, I gave him the background, and I was like, oh yeah, I make videos. I didn't really know him. I only know of him, and I knew some of his videos, but in any case, let's put this on. This is a solo percussion record by Robert Clef Pozar, and oh boy, I'm making a mess. And it's from 1974, privately pressed, and it seemingly was undiscovered in a way. I guess Carla Bley was a fan of this record, and it was self-distributed, and he made it. It's solo percussion, but he's doing a lot on this. There's like Echoplex, and interestingly, it was just a side note of the condition. He graded this record VG, and the sleeve is pristine, but he graded the record VG because it has some ugly-looking marks that he said. I'm not going to try to show them, but you look at these marks, and as soon as I saw them, like, either those are going to be a serious problem or they're just superficial, and they are superficial. They look ugly, like circular, swirling kind of. They're just scuffs, though. They absolutely don't make a sound. This thing plays perfectly, but he graded it VG, so the price was sort of commensurate with that. And he was just looking to move it. So Clef Pozar, now he talks all about how he makes this record on the back, and you can find an interview. I forget who did it, but where he walks through everything he does. I mean, he's using everything, literally, but the kitchen sink to make this recording. There's Echoplex. He's using like a old bicycle tire. Wood percussion, glasses, marimbas. But it's multi-tracked. But he talks about it in this interview, like almost like he's running an orchestra on his own. Like he's got to time everything out perfectly. But what this thing does, I mean, this record is... The Cosmic piece was the only thing you could really hear online. I thought you could stream the whole thing, but the only track you can hear right now is Cosmic Piece. As I said, it's privately pressed. I don't know if this will ever get reissued. I don't think it is, which is why I decided to move on it. But where this thing goes, it just takes you away. Listen to what happens on this track. Oh, this was not a gift. Dave, he'll be fine. I was hoping he'd be on here, but it happens right here. It just, when I heard this part right here, I was like, I am in. Wait for it. Wow. It's just magical. And this is Magistrate Lusvart. Farfisa organ, vibraphone, and echoplex. And he really does describe what he's doing on the back of this. But you should look this interview up. Interesting in the interview there at the end of it, because the interview is probably from like 2008. I'll have to find the link, but it says at the bottom like, oh, click here to buy a copy of Solo Percussion. So at some point they had new old stock of these. Or Pozar himself was selling them. I think he was not asking, I think he was still asking for a fair amount of money for this. But not like it's going for now. The album was recorded at Intermedia Sound, Boston, Massachusetts. This is just... I could read this. He really does lay out his process on the back of the sleeve, though. Oh, right. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. I could have sworn I originally streamed this somewhere, but right now you can just hear the one track. Absolutely. Right, isn't Pozar's on Intents and Purposes, I believe. I think I have that right, Alex. But yeah, Pozar actually turns up on a fair amount of records. This section's amazing. I'll give you guys a little more of a taste of. Yeah, wow. What we're listening to. Something about this cover too. You know, most of you will agree. The right cover really inspires sometimes that need sometimes. And I find this is truly ambient music in a way. If, you know, it's sort of a stereotype, but if the whole family can listen to something, like this is the one I've played continuously since I got it. Whatever, about a month ago now. I've probably played it 5 or 6 times. Yeah, I mean, listen to what's happening. but it's active. It's got tons of life in it. But I find it to be ambient in a way. Well, there's times where it does feel like straight ambient music. I'll give a little bit of Cosmic Peace, which has got such a beautiful... I mean, the whole thing's beautiful, but the way it unfolds. Yeah. I'm gonna see if I can... I should be able to find the interview pretty quick if anyone's interested that he gave. He passed away a few years ago now. Within 5 or 10 years. Yeah, here it is. Yeah. It's a long interview, but if you're interested in this record, you should check it out. He passed away in 2019. Now Mazzy needs more. We all do. That's what keeps the demons away. You know, I've started referring to... I was like, you know, when you talk about that, Mazzy, about a library, it's like, yeah, that makes me feel like this makes more sense. It is nice. I am literally at capacity in the house. You know, until the kids move out of the house. When the kids move out of the house, then there'll be more room. Yeah. My wife is pretty supportive with this, honestly, but she knows that I'm insane about it. But, you know, everyone's got a thing. Everyone's got a thing. This is just lovely. Anyway. I do have some Krautrock. I'll play this briefly, but I did finally upgrade to a Brain original of Noi. Maybe Michael, 45 Michael. I was like, you know, his sort of quest for OGs, I'm enjoying him going down that direction. I just feel like it's, especially because it's nice to see him just, he's obviously got the funds to make him happen. But I just enjoy seeing that. I just enjoy people's sort of journey in that way. But, well, I'll get into it. So this has been the Clef Pozar, Robert Clef Pozar. This is what the label looks like. Ring light. So I finally decided to, again, use money I don't have to buy a green brain of the first Noi, because I have green brains on the other two. Let's see, let's play. Yeah, this is the record I started with on Friday when things went askew. Now, I'm going to show you. You can see there's a ring. Not the light ring. But there's a deep groove, an inner ring, like similar to what you see on Prestige Riverside, Blue Note. And what I found out, I thought I was buying a very first pressing. I'm actually buying, what I actually have here is a reissue, a first reissue, but it is a green. It is a green brain. So, it does sound incredible. And it's technically the very first reissue. The very first copy has a deep groove, a wider inner groove. and this one does not. And so I had my son film me. I don't know if you do this, but I had him film me opening the record as a way to sort of CYA, cover your ass, which I will do with anything specifically coming from abroad, which this did, and just anything that's expensive. And I didn't realize it until I looked at it closer, but in the video you can see me, I do a close-up of the label. It's not the copy I paid for, so we worked out a good deal. He gave me a considerable amount back, but it's not technically the very first Green Brain, but it is the Green Brain, and I'm good with that. It's a beautiful copy. You could eat off it, really. And I still have, I don't know if I'm going to sell it or not yet, but I still have the first US on Billingsgate, which has this amazing inner sleeve. Absolutely. I miss this whole Ice Castles thing. Sorry. I missed the gag. Yeah, the Toccata. Yeah, it does remind. I have that reissue. Oh, that through the looking glass. I only have one Cowell record. I will check that out, Michael. Thank you. So we'll listen to this for a little bit. I'll wrap up soon. So, yeah. Yeah, I think I'll play 2 more records. One more sort of skronky affair, and then another sort of Pozar-esque record. I have these two. The Ashras. I'll have to show these another time. I finally got the last Blue Note Don Cherry that I needed. I didn't really want to play this on the stream anyway. I've talked a lot about Don Cherry. This is a beautiful stereo original. This was getting... Carolina Soul, they were selling this for 3 times what it's worth, and I got this for asking price for way less at the same time. It's crazy. Yeah, I could too. I mean, this is a top 5. I had it as in the top 5 of my favorite psychedelic records, but this is an all-timer for me. This might be my favorite track on it too. I just love the feel. I love how sort of patient it is, and you know, Michael Rother's guitar doing what it does, and of course the iconic track is Hallo Gallo. But as far as opening tracks, I love EC, the first track on Noise 75, the most. But this one just is lovely. Yeah, I enjoy... I gotta actually have to compare it. Oop, I just knocked the turntable. I have to compare this to the German. But like, you know, you get the label. And this inner sleeve is something else. Play another French jazz record. This one's not too expensive, actually. But again, I had to flyer it in. This one is definitely a little bit tough, but a great lineup. Michel Portal, John Sermon, the British player. Bar Phillips, Stu Martin, Jean-Pierre Drouet on the Futuro label. French jazz, it's really new to me within the last few years. Stunty, again, being a huge influence of this stuff. So I'm really finding a new avenue there. It's, probably... These are records that I would have liked to have found here, but it's just... Or in New York City. But when I was in New York City, I wasn't really looking for French jazz, so here we are. All right. Yeah, here we go. The Green Brain. Yeah, and it's got the small inner ring. And it's easy to miss this. So yeah, this was sold to me as a very, very first edition, very first press, but it's technically comes out the following year. But I wanted to keep it because it's a really, really nice copy. I just didn't think I would get that clean a copy on the first label, and I really kind of don't think it's going to sound any different. So let's play this one. This one's going to blow you out a little bit, I think. So on the Futuro label, Allo. 1970. You can hear Sermon doing the clarinet thing. This line up to... Yeah, I do love La Dusseldorf. I haven't played those in a while, but I do have those. Yeah, Noizu is such a weird one with what happened there. Running out of money and just putting the second side in 78. I have seen those, Alan. Those are fantastic. Nice. Oh, shit. My phone was ringing. Let's go to a different track. Here's Portal. That's sweet, John. I mean, you do see Angry Mama. We've seen a fair amount of progressive sort of brain. Yeah, the German records come through. I think there was a fair amount of people importing those at the time. Never seen all the Noi I've gotten online. So I'm going to play one more after this. Getting late for me here. Big Thanksgiving week coming up. I'm going to be traveling a little bit. But yeah. This one also, I think, yeah, this is a recent reissue. Souffle Continu. But this one I paired with a bunch of other French records that I've previously shown. And this was like about €30 on this. Not bad. The Michel Portal record that I love the most was also pretty cheap. I had to import it, but another one that Stunty played that blew my mind. It's all solo Portal. He's played that a couple times, and it's amazing. You can see on the back some of the other records they have on the label. Francois Tusk, the Malwaldron Trio, Bar Phillips, Burton Green, Joachim Kuhn. Amazing. But the last one I'm going to play is another jazz record. Yeah, this one you can find. The Souffle Contenu label has done great work. I have some of the Gilson records that I still need to give more time to reissues of those, and the packaging and the production, the presentation on those Future and Palm, their Palm label stuff is great, and they did this one too, Souffle Contenu. Thank you. But the last record I'm going to play is another one that I was in the purchased in my sort of run of buying, where I didn't get a good deal on it. Nope. Higher end price on it. But it's one that a lot of times when reissues come out, I really love what they're doing. I really love what's happening. I want to seek out the first editions of them, and this was one of them. I think it was the manufactured label originally reissued this label or this artist. Let me pull this Alors. Yeah. French percussionists in general are incredible. But this last record is going to be fun because it's going to be a bit of a ceremony. Okay, so that's Alors, Portal, Sermon, Phillips. Here's my sleeve. Okay. All right, so the last one is Brother Ah, aka Robert Northen, on Strata East. One I've been pining over for a long time, ever since it was reissued in this campaign. I think they did 3 of his records, and this is the one I wanted the most. Of course, I think it was the toughest one to get. I haven't really looked at the other ones because this is the one I wanted. Alex, I know, played this on a stream he did. And I think that was the nail in the coffin. I was listening to Alex's stream at work one day, and this one, I just got lost listening to this. And so this is a record that also occupies a similar space to the Pozar. There's just a lot of patience and space and time with Max Roach. It's really the Mboom ensemble who's on this. If you don't know that record, there's a few Mboom ensembles that are easy to get on Columbia, but the one that's on Strata East is impossible. And Secco Funk, tribute to Van, he has it. But look at what we have here, Alex. And this is for Alex. He's going to enjoy this. You'll see this is in the shrink. Something I typically keep, but lately I've been taking out of the shrink if I don't like the situation. Gate folds. And we're going to take the shrink off this thing. Because look at what it's doing. This is I don't like. It's bending it. I don't like that. And it's bubbling up. And we're going to take it off. This is another one you really need to sit with and let it happen. Yeah, I'm going to do it. Let's do it. Just love, the ambiance of this record. So here we go. It's the finale. Here we go. It looks much better, I have to say. What a cover. Robert Northen. So it's, Max Roach is on this with the ensemble. There's tuba that comes later. Brother Ah, playing flute, French horn. And see, natural sounds. He thanks Sunrise. He had some time with Sun Ra, I believe. Hope you enjoyed that. I got this record in August, I think, and I've been saving it for that moment right there. Oh, this cover is just beautiful. Thing of beauty. I know there's lots of shrink controversy. I for old records, I keep it on if it's, you know, not warping the sleeve. I've been taking the shrink off from a lot of new records now because who cares? Especially gatefolds. I mean, I cannot stand. I think I have one record that's vintage that I kept on the gatefold because it's just so beautiful. But I just don't like gatefolds in the shrink. I really do want to open the gatefold, but he made this when he was a lecturer at Dartmouth College, actually. He has been involved with sound as a medium of communication on an universal level ever since his tenure with Sun Ra's Intergalactic Orchestra. His own group, Musical Sound Awareness Ensemble, was formed in '69. But Max Roach writes a little bit of the piece on him back here. Like I said, this is on Strata East, but, you know, the Strata East is obviously an amazing label with a lot of great records, but some of them just don't live up to the hype, for sure. This is like catnip for me. This is psychedelia. I mean, truly a period of music, the late 60s, that I'm absolutely infatuated with. But I love psychedelia when it comes through in other genres and other sort of ideas, not just rock. And certainly this record does. I mean, there's a lot of space in this record. Oh, sweet. I know, Michael, right. I guess he's from that area, right? So cool. Alright, so this is the last record I'm going to play. I gotta find that Basho record. Let's see. Well, here's the Acid Mother's Temple. This is a reissue of that one. AMT. Oh, this one. It's funny. My kids, they somehow found this record right away. I don't even know how. I shouldn't show it. I don't know. This is going to get flagged. They found this one like instantly. Whatever. It's good for them. Thought I had a few more in there. I know I have a bunch of Acid Mother CDs. Looks like I only have 2 Acid Mother's records. It's gonna drive me nuts trying to find this thing. Basho sings. He sure does. Huh. Curious to not be here. There it is. This one. Live in Forley, 1982. Precarious. Precarious. I got myself worked into a corner here. There it is. I'm glad I didn't hurt myself. All right. While this is playing, I'll show you a few other things that are here. I don't have the live at Bond. I will locate it. I will find that one. Anyway, I'm going to wrap it up in a minute. I'm glad this ended up working out. There's a few other records that are on the floor, a tribute to Sherv. Again, I think, yeah, Stunty talked about Kalsoom. A bunch of Egyptian records turned up at Angry Mom. So I'm working through these now. I have a bunch pulled aside. I don't know where they came from. My time at the record store is super limited, but I help out a little bit. I do the videos and newsletters, and I help out with ordering. I took this home, Globe Unity on Japo. This will be tough listening. I don't have a ton of like this, of this school. Brotzmann, Mangelsdorf, Derek Bailey's on here. I don't have a ton of their stuff. I always respect it and like it, but I decided to bring this one home. Improvisations. This was cheap. Nice copy of Live in San Francisco, Archie Shepp. Lou Reed album I wanted. Only Lou Reed album I still wanted that I didn't have. I don't have all the Lou Reeds, but I love Coney Island Baby. This is one that, this is a blind buy, but not on, I couldn't preview this at all. Michael Smith, Reflection on Progress. This is on Storyville, but I think it was licensed from ESP. I mean, this was, $12 for me, but, yeah, who's on this is incredible. Let's see. John Tachai. I always have a hard time saying his name. John Tachai. Don Cherry's on this, apparently. No. It's Michael Smith, Ken Carter, Lawrence Cook, Ivan Krizalrin. Anyway, there's a connection. They're mentioning some of these other players, because I think they've played with them. But hopefully this is good. Sorry, that was rambly. This is an incredible lineup. This Arthur Blythe on Indian Navigation. Ahmed Abdullah, Bob Stewart, Abdul Wadud, Steve Reed, and Muhammad Abdullah. This is one I just bought this based on the lineup. Arthur Blythe, who of course was on that great Tap Scott. Yeah, that's some other ones that are on the floor. Thank you, Alan. Thank you, everybody. Yeah, I think I probably grabbed it because I checked it out briefly, and it sort of felt like it wasn't completely unhinged. Anyway, this is still Sound Awareness, the Brother 1972 on Strata East. Cheers, everybody. Yeah, I bought that just based on the personnel. Nice to see that come through Angry Mom. Indeed. All right, everybody. Thanks so much. I'll leave this stream up as long as it doesn't get blocked. Hopefully it doesn't. And looking forward to doing another one with Alex. We'll do it at some point. And, yeah, some artist features. I'm going to try to work on that Woo feature. But there's another artist I want to get to first, maybe. We'll see. Anyway, see you, everybody. Thanks so much.